Hello, caller, you on the air. What's your name and where you calling from?
Zaiyah's house uptown.
Pollinator on a pollinator?
Zaiyah's house uptown.
Stop it, that's not hot.
Zaiyah's house uptown.
Oh, you think the world is round, but it's flat.
Zaiyah's house uptown.
You mess with the bull, you get the horns. Good evening and welcome to this week's edition of Zaiyah's House. I'm your host, Zaiyah 007, and this handsome young man here is
Uptown.
Thank you all for joining us on this glorious occasion. I would say glorious occasion, of course, for me it is a glorious occasion. I'm above ground and I'm doing something that I love doing with a person that's alright. So how you doing, my man?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
You thought I was going to get sentimental? Only when I'm drinking. Only when I'm drinking.
What's tonight's topic?
Tonight's topic is, why do we allow our children to fight unjust wars? And basically, the synopsis is, the majority of reasons the government gives for wars fought by this country are found to be false. If you look up most wars, just about all of them, and you do your due diligence, you will find that Vietnam, Spanish American, World War I, World War II, if you do your due diligence and you educate yourself on these wars, you'll find that they're unjust and they're all about making money. They will let your child go over there and die for a reason that they know is not true. They'll send that propaganda out there, start that campaign, and they don't give a damn about you as long as their kid ain't over there. All right. So these wars are found to be false unless you are blinded by patriotism, which a lot of people are. This is my country, and we know who they are. You need to pull your head out of the sand and stop letting the military use your children. Most people don't join the military because they believe the country needs saving. They join for money. And this is a fact. I was in the service. And most people, if you quiz most people that are in the service, they go for either trying to go to school, or back when the reserves were reserves and you didn't have to go and fight before they started all these wars every place. They go into reserves, so they just had to go one weekend, a month or something like that, do a little exercise and then collect their money for school or whatever, get their GI Bill so they get a house, So basically, if you're going to military for money, then you're a hitman, because I'm paying you to go kill people. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's tonight's subject. Why do we allow children to fight unjust wars? I would not let my child, and my son's grown, he knows better, because he's been educated. But a lot of people don't understand it. They just let the child go in there, and then the child comes out all screwed up in the head, and the military lies and doesn't give them the benefits that they do, and then they start singing those songs. What's that song? Big
We're just gonna get into that, bro. So that's the main topic for tonight. But on that note, we're gonna take a quick break. Come back with sports, the main topic, Zaiyah says, and much more. What we got for them, Zaiyah?
Making anal half stepping. I was actually at Cool V house, Biz DJ Cool V, and me and V was going through some 45s, just looking through them, trying to find beats and stuff, and we came up with that sample. We heard it, and he looped it up in the mixer. You remember the mixers that had the sample on it? He looped it up in there, we just vibing. I'm like, oh yeah, we gotta mess with it, So I started, vibing to it and, trying to write to it. And then when I took it home, trying to figure out where I want to go chorus-wise. And I think I may have heard Ain't No Half Stepping on the radio. We took it to Marley crib and started looping it up. Matter of fact, the day I was getting ready to go there, I stopped by Downstairs Records, and my man JC at Downstairs Records sold me a Monk Higgins joint, and it was an ill horn hit in it. And then we went, that pretty much completed. And I remember me and Marley sitting there arguing, we looped up the main beat, the main Blind Alley joint, and then put the they don't have stepping in. And then I was like, yo, I want the, the folk joint in too. And like Marley was beefing, like, come on, man, you cluttering up the record, man. There's too much going on. I'm like, nah, man, this need to be in here, man. We need some noise, man. It's like it's there, but it needs some sort of noise. So we put that in. Then after we got that in, I'm like, yo, I gotta put this horn head in, And after we like, yo, come on, man. Like, yo, how much more stuff you gonna put in? You gonna put on, yo, come on, man, it's too much. You get too. I'm like, nah, man, this is just that. I'm like, just that. And put it in, and Marley put the effect on it, and that's when he started really feeling it. When it was, we put that effect on it, he started feeling it. And then that's how we got it together. Really good they don't have step, and I was trying to step away from my norm, because I was in a zone where pretty much everything I was writing was something that I wanted to go at, like I guess like 110 beats per minute or better. I just wanted to so I wanted to try to do something a little slower, like slow it down a little bit so you can really, I guess, hear the words a little better.
Okay, we back, and we still black. So we're gonna go to the main topic, which is why do we allow our children to fight unjust wars? And like I was talking about earlier, I'll read the synopsis again, which is basically the majority of reasons the government gives for wars fought by this country are found to be false. Unless you're blinded by patriotism, you need to pull your head out of the sand and stop letting the military use your children. Most people don't join the military because they believe in the country, or they believe that the country needs saving. They join for money. They want to pay some bills, they want to get a GI loan to build a house, or they want to go to school. So basically, they hired hitmen.
Right.
If I say, hey I got some static with these people over here, and you like, I'm not interested, and I say, hey, well, I'll give you this money, or I'll pay your college tuition, and you say, okay, cool, give me a gun and point him out. Basically, you're a hitman. Because if you go into the military and you don't believe what they're selling, if it's not about patriotism for you, you know what I'm saying? It's not like, a fireman, they say, well, that house is on fire. We're going to pay you to put out fires and save houses. And you just start going into houses and start chopping them up and they're not on fire. That means that you're not a fireman. You're just a demolition man, So, that's the semantics, but why do people do this? And then, they give you that speech about, they give their child that glory. Well, most people don't even give their child that speech. Most people, it's just like their child's a certain age. They want them out of the house. They're not going to school, or they want to go to school, or their parents were in the military. or something happens and the media sells them a bill of goods, like with Hiroshima, or like with Iraq or Kuwait or whatever. They give you a bill of goods. Oh, they slamming, they taking the babies out of incubators and put them on the ground. Whatever it was in Kuwait. They're taking the babies and put them on the cold ground and they're killing this and they're killing that. And they found out that the young lady was lying. She was part of the regime that, sold that story. So later on they found out she lied, but they've already gone in there and killed up a whole bunch of people behind the lie. Hiroshima, Nagasaki, Japan had already surrendered. Hey, we give up. They still wanted to drop them bombs. So they dropped them anyway. They said, oh, we did that to save servicemen, from going in there and have to fight. No, they didn't bomb them on purpose. They didn't bomb those cities on purpose. They wanted them pristine so they could see exactly how much damage those bombs would do. So, I mean, if you know your history, then you would understand this. I mean, I'm not against the United States. I think the theory, the concept, is beautiful. Land of the free, home of the brave, beautiful concept. But when people have their own agendas and bastardize the concept, and lie and get people to go and fight, or poor people to go and fight, like with Vietnam and the whole draft thing, you only drafting mostly poor blacks and Hispanics, then I have a problem with it. So, how do you feel about that, young man?
Well, yeah, but why do we allow our children to fight unjust wars? Well, the thing is like this. Like you said, it makes total sense. Sometimes, when you don't have nothing, a future coming, you're stuck. And a lot of our youths are stuck. They're like, okay, I can't get a job. I finished high school, can't get a job. I don't have no skill. At least if I go this direction, and yes, I might have to do some stuff that unjust or whatever. But at the end, if I make it through and make it okay, do my time or whatever, financially, I'm pretty much in a pretty okay position, because as long as you're employed by that military, as long as you're with the military, you get a lot of breaks. A lot of, get, like you said, GI Bill, go to school and a house and so forth. So, and the longer you stay enlisted, the better you can get financially. And that's basically what it comes down to. I don't have nothing now, at least I have something. And a lot of parents see that and say, you know what? I don't believe in the war, but you can't stay in my house. And that's what happens. And they give it a shot. They just put it out there. Even though, a lot of these kids psychologically ain't ready for it. But it's better than nothing. Because being in the streets, you're going to be dead anyway. That's the mentality of a lot of our parents. He can't just be in the streets. He's going to be either in prison, strung out on drugs, or dead. At least if he goes to the military, he can make something of himself. Mm-hmm. And I have nothing against the military either. I mean, me personally, I just didn't go to the military. Who knows? Maybe if I was in a situation where I felt that I had nothing left, no other options, maybe I would have joined the military. Who knows?
Okay, I got a statistic for you. In 2013, the United States Department of Veteran Affairs released a study that covered suicides from 1999 to 2010, which showed that roughly 22 veterans were committing suicide per day, or one every 65 minutes. Okay, so 22 a day. So you're sending these kids over there to fight an unjust war, and they're seeing horrors. So it's not like they're coming back and they're all right. We're not even talking about the ones that are blown to bits. We're talking about the ones that come back in one piece. We're not talking about the females in the military that are getting raped by males in the military while they're over there, and the military's not doing anything about it. And we're talking about the suicide, 22 per day. So you get your child back, but it's not the same person. I had a person in my building when I was a kid. He came back from Vietnam, and I just remember every 4th of July, he would lose it. Because when they started lighting fireworks, I guess they had to put him under the bed, because one time he got out the house, and he was out there. So, or they come back and they're strung out on drugs of one kind or another. Or with the case of Agent Orange, when they were doing the defoliation, where they were spraying Agent Orange in Vietnam to kill all the foliage, to kill all the plants, so that they could see them, so they couldn't hide, and they were spraying it on the troops. So they were all coming back with cancer. And the military lied and said, oh no, it doesn't cause cancer, till just about all of them are dead. And then it was like, oh yeah, we'll pay these couple off. But they didn't pay off the thousands that came back, that got sprayed. The same thing with, what's this, Gulf War syndrome? When they came back and the kids were being born with their arms were too short and the legs was deformed, and the guys were saying, you know, when we in the military, that came from that. And they were like, no. Then after a while, they paid some people, but they didn't pay everybody. You know, just so many things happen while you're over there. 22 people a day kill themselves. That's a problem.
Oh, listen, we're not going to say it's going to be easy. I never said it was going to be easy.
No, but I'm just saying, you said that you would let your child go.
If my child wanted to go to the military, I give them all the information about the military.
Would you let your child join the gang?
No.
Why?
What? Oh, well, you know what? Let me reframe that. It's depending on what the gang is about.
Suppose the gang was a bunch of guys in your neighborhood that were presiding over keeping your neighborhood clean and had a neighborhood watch.
Oh, great. The positive stuff? Yeah, that sounds great.
But they were known to lie and say that other neighborhoods were getting ready to attack when they weren't, just so they could get paid, and let your child and other children go over there and get killed for reasons that were false. You always found out after every skirmish that those people who were in power lied. How would you feel about that?
Oh, I would definitely tell my son what's going on, and I actually still want to be a part of that. At that, I mean, you understand that. But at that point, it's his choice now. As long as he has all the information, I'll tell him how I feel about it. And once he knows this, then now it's up to his decision. You know, what's your price, son? Because you already know what this is about. Do you still want to continue with this? And if he say yes because of whatever reason,
okay, so. You know, to me, it's like I have a child so that my child can have children, and that his child can have children. His children can have children. It's part of my legacy of in the year 2045, they'll be talking about Grandpa Zaiyah, or great-great-grandpa Zaiyah. Not to let some people who are corporations that want to get some oil over someplace take my child and have him come back either committing suicide or strung out on drugs or infected with something that they were spraying over there or something like that. It's my child, and it's my, as far as I'm concerned, my duty to protect my child from anybody. I mean, if I'm walking down the street and I hear somebody, yeah, I got right there, I'm gonna kill his son, man. I got beef with him. It's my job to deal with that person, to protect my son. How Malcolm say, by any means necessary. So how am I gonna let some rich people who bought a military general and created a war because they want some land or some oil someplace to pay my child minimum wage, because that's what the military gets paid, minimum wage. They get paid, once McDonald's starts getting $15 an hour, they be getting paid less than McDonald's workers, to go over there and lose his life or come back crazy. To me, it's my job to educate my child, one, warn him, two, and to tie his ass down to a chair, three, to keep him from going over there and putting himself in harm's way until he's educated enough. And we all know this, kids always come back and say you were right. Because they get in the heat of the moment and I've spoken to recruiters. I know one guy particularly, you know him too. He's a recruiter for the military. And I was having a party at the house, and he was in the backyard talking to me, and we were talking about that Gulf War. And this guy he was a recruit at the time. I don't know if he's still doing it. And I said, how do you feel about this, war going on? And he was like, it makes no sense. They're lying about what's going on over there, blah, 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 blah. I said, well, do you still recruit people? And he's like, yeah, that's my job. So as far as I'm concerned, this man is selling his soul to the devil.
Pretty much, yeah.
You know?
Because once you already... Listen, we didn't say everybody had integrity.
Nice guy. I invited him to my house. So he must be a nice guy. But to do that, like to look a young man in the eye and tell him, yeah,
everything's
we
gonna be
can do
okay.
this, and look what they did to us, and we need to, honor, glory, and all of that stuff, knowing that it's a lie. When I was in the military, my drill sergeant told me, there's no way in the hell I'd go to war. If they have a war, I'm out of here. I respected that. Drill Sergeant Miller, I never forget that. Black man. So right there after I graduated from basic training, they have another war, I ain't going in there. Because he knew. He had already been to, Vietnam or wherever. So he knew. I couldn't see myself letting my child die for somebody else's gain. If he said, you know what, I'm going to get some guns and some of my boys are going to go over there and we're going to get these oil fields. We're going to get this money. I respect that more than him getting minimum wage and going over there and losing his life or coming back crazy for somebody else to get money. I can't see it.
But that's what happens, Zaiyah, when you sign on to the military. You become a government's property.
Exactly.
That's basically what it is. I mean, I'm just, the reason why some do it because they're in a financial bind and they don't know what's next for them. This gives them an outlet. Hopefully, they can, have a future if they get through all of this.
Well, yeah. So we're gonna take a break.
Yeah, we're gonna take a quick break and come back.
Folks.
Very passionate about the topic.
I mean, because I love people, and I like to see children smiling and, giving handshakes and making music and making love and loving each other and all of that. Them devils out there, and I would say devils, I mean devils come in all shapes, sizes, and colors. Right? We'll be back in a sec.
For the past 20 years, Antoinette Harrell, renowned genealogist and peonage researcher, has unearthed thousands of state and federal documents relating to peonage. This documentary exposes what she found.
After researching my own family history and wanting to know more about my own family history, there was other people that learned of me in some small towns, and they wanted to tell me their story. And when I would go out to interview these families, I thought I was just going to learn about marriage license and deeds and, all the things that you would find in your personal family history. But when I met people that said that they was held as slaves up into the 60s, I was very surprised.
Harrell started traveling throughout the South in search of the individuals or their families who were held in the form of slavery called peonage.
The first families I met was in St. John Parish, and they was on what you call Water for Three plantation, and they was working in sugarcane plantations, but they was too terrified. They just did not want to tell anybody what they had experienced because they was just afraid for their life. And I moved over into Tangier Hole Parish where my family started out in Tangier Hole. I met a woman named May Louise Wall Miller was her name. And she came out one night and she said, I gotta tell you my story. She said, me and my family was held as slaves up into the 60s. Well, I wasn't surprised. I was just happy to hear that somebody really wanted to tell the story, wasn't afraid to tell the story. And I asked her, I said, how soon can I meet your family? She said, you want to know something? My father's still alive and he's 105 years old. And as a genealogist, I knew you just don't put people off that age. You get there as soon as you possibly can. I made arrangements to get that in 2 days. And after sitting there and talking to our father, who was able to tell me the names, the locations, and how all the work that he did, what he harvested, what he had to work so hard picking the cotton from sun up to sundown, and what the children had to go through. May was the first family that was willing to go publicly about their life as peons held in the system of peonage. And what peonage means is to be held in a system to work off a debt, involuntary servitude. You're going to stay here to work off that debt, whether you owe the money or not. You're not leaving off this plantation.
Harrell started to dig deeper, looking for any written evidence to prove that what the former 20th century slaves and peons told her were recorded somewhere. She traveled to the National Archives in Washington, D.C. to research peonage files and found thousands of records such as newspaper articles, Federal Bureau of Investigations reports, NAACP reports, letters from private citizens, and also letters to and from elected officials.
Because I researched peonage cases in the South, I came across a man named Roger Dean Kaiser who spoke about the abuse at Mariana. And when I started to research a little bit more in depth, I found that the children was used as peons, used in a system called peonage. They worked in the agriculture department. They worked as carpenters, electricians, just with livestock. And so I wanted to go deeper into the study to see if these kids was actually being used as peons in a system of peonage, and I found that they was. And that's how I got involved. I wanted to continue to research because I wanted to know more about what was going on in the reform school. Where was the profits from all the agriculture, the timber, the livestock? I wanted to trace the money, and that's how I got involved, and basically prove the point that these children was used as modern-day slaves. I took several of the black men back to the state archives for the Florida State Archives for the very first time to look inside of the records there. What we was basically looking for, we was looking for the agriculture records, we was looking for the quarterly reports, funding reports of what they was making, the profits, and so we found a lot of material there, and that's how we became knowledgeable of the money that was being made on the livestock, the produce, broken down by what was being cultivated on the farm. We learned so much about what was happening inside of Dozer Reform School. I even learned about Dr. Susie's soup. I remember one of the men, Johnny Lee Gaddy, telling me about Dr. Susie's soup. So I looked into medical records, medical files. I looked into some of the different files that was available at the state archives, because Dozer Reform School had housed most of their records at the state archive because Dozer was a state-ran facility. I had to go beyond sharecropping and tenant farming. I had to go to what I would call modern-day slaves. When we think about modern-day slaves, we think about sex trafficking, we think about the immigrants, and there's more focus on it now because we see what's happening with some of these immigrant workers and some of the judges and people that's in power that has the power to hold people into these type of systems. Well, it's no different than what I found in Mississippi, Louisiana. It's no different than what happened at Dozer Reform School. And that's why it was very important for me to trace the money, to trace who owned the trucks. Where did the produce go? What trucking company? Where did they take it to? It's no different than tracing the cotton. What train took the cotton? What steamboat took it down the river? What insurance company insured the cotton? Is it any different? Free labor is free labor. That's exactly what happened to the boys at Dozer Reform School. They was held in peonage, a different type of peonage. Their only crime, some of them, not all of them, but some of them, not going to school, skipping school. They give them a right to be, no one a right to beat them, to rape them, to abuse them, to murder them. They was children. It is the responsibility of humanity to protect children. It's no different than the pipeline to prison. It's no different than the judge that just received the kickbacks for selling children into the system, just like Johnny. Unlike Johnny Lee Gaddy, he went straight from jail to Mariana, Florida, to Dozer Reform School. There's many cases of peonage. I hope that this film can bring awareness to the plight of the modern-day slaves. None of us are free until all of us are free. If we remain silent, what type of slavery systems we'll be looking at tomorrow. It is my obligation and your obligation. It's a human right. And this is a call for action. You may live down the road from someone that is being held as a slave. Whether it's a sex slave, a slave to work off a debt, or slaves on some plantation. Slavery is slavery.
Okay, for those of you that don't know, ZSA is a Zaiyah's House Service Announcements, not to be confused with public service announcements. It's part of the show. Myself and Brother Uptown talk about topics that we're passionate about. But it's not official until I sing the ZSA song. If you know the words, sing along. It's ZSA time with Uptown and Zaiyah. It's ZSA time. Gonna take you a little dramatic pause higher. And on that note, Brother Uptown's gonna give you ZSA.
My ZSA for the week is kids are back to school.
Whatever you mean, yo.
Well, it's here, people. You know, some kids already started school already. A lot of people, especially in charter schools, they're already back in school. I see them already, and some start next week. And the kids down south already went back already. So my thing is this, parents. Listen, summer was here. The kids had a good time. Everybody enjoyed themselves. You sent some of them away to camp, to Nana's house, and y'all had your little freedom, parents. But now it's time to buckle down and let's focus on these kids and get them back in shape. So we need to cut out that fast food. All right? I don't want to be seeing you mothers and fathers in the morning early where I'm heading out, taking up the whole store because you up there getting 8 jelly bagels and butter rolls. And I'm like, let me get 5 butter rolls and get little Juju, drink juices and stuff. I'm like, yo, man. Fix these kids a balanced meal in the morning. You get them a butter roll. I mean, the store's full of all these kids eating their breakfast at the local deli, the local store, the bodega. And listen, I'm not knocking the bodega man or the woman that owns it. I understand y'all gotta eat too, y'all want your money. I get it. But me personally, these are kids.
At least give them a bacon, egg, and cheese. I mean,
and that's still salty, you know. I mean,
no, I'm just saying, don't put no salt on it. I'm just saying, butter roll bread starts digesting in the mouth. So that means that the bread is digested before it gets to your stomach, which means you have, if you ever take a piece of bread and put water on it and squish it up, it's nothing. You just gave your child like a teaspoon of flour.
Yeah, but that's what they was doing, butter rolls and all that. I'm like, early in the morning. Come on, parents, buckle down. The kids are back. It's time for school. Get up a little earlier, fix a bowl of cereal, whatever it might be. Gotta get that diet for these kids. You know, it's just, when I came up, I ate breakfast in the house. I didn't have the luxury to run into the store, get butter rolls and all that nonsense. I just didn't.
I mean, when I came up, we used to do castor oil. You don't even know about castor oil, do you?
No.
Yeah, you had to get that teaspoon of castor oil.
Oh, I had that. My grandma used to give me that. Nasty.
That's old school.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, rest in peace, my grandma used to give us the castor oil. Nasty. Ugh. Yeah, I'm bitter in my mouth right now.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, kids are back in school. Also, parents, mothers and fathers, get the kids to bed early. I'm at my place of employment. I'm hearing one of the young ladies, kid already started school already. He's like, oh, Charles, I'm really so tired. It was up late last night watching this and that. I'm like, yo, routine. Yo, listen, man, parents. Oh, it's the summertime. It don't take a while.
That kid's got to watch the have-nots. Come on.
And unless your child listen to Zaiyah's House, put that kid in the bed at a certain time.
Well, you can always play Zaiyah's House anytime.
That's kind of true. That's definitely true. That's true.
Listen to it when they come on.
Get the kids in the bed early, man, because them kids is not going to be productive in the morning, sleeping in class already. Kid 6 years, 7 years old sleeping in class. I mean, that's not a good look. Parents, get them kids to bed at a certain time. Get a routine. Get that schedule in order. Turn off that TV, and also take away that Xbox and that Sony PlayStation. Unless you're gonna sponsor Zaiyah's House, people, then we give y'all throw some of that y'all. But since you're not sponsoring us, take it away from them. Kids, they say, oh, he's up all night playing video games. But school is in the morning. You're going to be tired in the morning, Junior. Take it away from them. Buckle down now. Little kids with the video games in the room all night playing. Gotta go to school, that. Ridiculous. You know, also parents. It's kids are back to school now. No hanging out so much. If you gotta drop the kids off and you making them late because you went to Monday nights comedy show, Tuesday nights event, Wednesday after work free drinks, and now you are exhausted in the morning and you running late because you gotta go to work, but you running late to take the kids to school. Stop hanging out. You know, get your butt in the house and get some rest too, because they need to be on time.
Well, when school starts, they should start wearing spandex. That's the problem. If you taking your child to school in spandex, and you're probably an irresponsible parent.
Why is that, son?
I'm just saying, that's party pants. Why are you taking your kids to school in party pants? With your panty line showing and your navel ring showing.
I just want the kids to be at school.
Yeah, because you don't mind seeing them mothers come to school with spandex and the belly out. Don't wear party clothes and take your kid to school. That's the reason why your kid's tired.
You know, also, kids are back to school. Parents, listen here, parents. Come on now. Dinner. Kids need dinner. I know you're like, oh, it's still hot, in the summertime. No more pizzas and McDonald's. Stop letting McDonald's cater your kids. And Papa John's and any other fast food restaurant I name, unless you go sponsor Zaiyah something, whatever. But since then, I'm gonna talk about y'all.
They take food stamps at McDonald's.
Or
WIC or something.
They don't take nothing there.
No, I thought they did. I thought they started.
That was back in the days.
Oh, they stopped?
They've been stopped. They've been stopped.
Never mind.
You know, so parents, listen, the kids are back in school now. They need a decent meal. All right? Parents, that means you're going to have to be home and cook something. Or start teaching the kids how to cook together. But parents buckle down. Zaiyah, the reason I said this is because I'm hearing a lot of parents saying they wasn't ready. Oh, kids are back in school, but I'm not ready. I'm like, how you not ready? Oh, because that means I got to change my routine. Yeah, you can't be ripping and running the streets. Kids are back in school. Some of the kids already went back. So that means, yeah, parents, you got to get home. I know the weather's still nice. I know it's beautiful weather. Parents, you're going to have to come home a little early. Kids got to get up in the morning.
Well, it depends on what their priorities are. Some parents' priorities are not their child.
Oh, I understand. That's why I'm trying to put the ZSA out there for them. Buckle down, parents. Stop ripping and running. All right, get your butt home. Get them kids prepared for school. They are back at school. And that's my ZSA from me to you.
Thank you very much, young man. It's very entertaining as always and informative. But I still stick by that no capri pants. Was it that last holiday? Was it Memorial Day or Labor Day? Is it Labor Day?
Labor Day is this Monday.
After Labor Day, no more capri pants. All that party stuff out the window. Time to buckle down. It's all about the kids.
Should be, definitely.
That's right. No more weed. Take that weed and blunt money. That goes to music lessons after school.
And books.
You know, get a little $10, a little $15 a week. Get them some music lessons. If your child wants to learn another language, a couple dollars, let them take a little language course and learn how to speak a second language. It's all about building the kids, you know.
And we're not talking about Ebonics either. That's not a language.
Yeah, you know. They want to record some music, I'll give you a deal. Bring them over to my studio. I'll hook you up. I make a good Christmas present or birthday present for a child. You know, bring them to the studio. I'll put them in the booth and let them, make a little rap record. Or they want to, try their hand at whatever. But, that's a whole nother story. But, that's good as ZSA.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So, what we going to now?
Take a quick break. Be back in a hot second. I'm in a union. I need breaks.
Can't have too many breaks.
You gotta have breaks. I'm in a union. Or you be hearing from my lawyers on it.
Have you ever asked yourself, what does justice look like?
Justice to me means transforming power and having black voices heard and acted upon.
Justice to me is equality for everybody.
Justice to me means that our narratives, our stories, and our experiences are heard and listened to and are part of the mainstream.
Justice looks like Black people in particular having access to healthy food, having access to free education, having access to healthcare, having access to living a full life.
Justice means accountability for wrongdoing by any state agent.
The disproportionate number of people who die in police custody are from Black and minority ethnic communities. Not one officer in the UK has been convicted since 1969, and that's despite there having been 3,180 deaths.
Justice is equal accountability.
Justice to me means equal rights and justice for everyone.
Justice is about people being answerable for the things that they do and about being treated fairly and equally and freely.
Justice is about equality. It's understanding and being aware of everyone's life being worth the same and no one person being valued over it.
To me, justice looks like having a global conversation where we can talk about our differences without reinforcing them.
That's my favorite artist, Peter Tosh, said, we don't want peace, we want equal rights.
Justice is moving beyond consistently having to justify and explain why the bad things and the wrongs that occur should not have happened. It seems that some people own this world whilst the majority of us just live here. We are the chastised, those who are taught that our existence is conditional and that our lives hold no value. Black Lives Matter is a movement that completely rejects this notion. It is a recognition that no one has more of a right than anyone else to exist, to live, to breathe. It is an invitation to us all, to you and to me, to actively participate in the formation of a new humanity, a common humanity.
If anything that I do here in the UK is that you all make decisions around shutting shit down. You all hear these family stories. That you show up in the streets when someone's brutalized, when someone's murdered, and you don't turn a blind eye.
As Audre Lorde says, you cannot use someone else's fire. You can only use your own. And in order to do that, you must first be willing to believe that you have it.
It is our duty to fight for our freedom. It is our duty to win. We must love and support each other. We have nothing to lose but our chains. It is our duty to fight for our freedom. It is our duty to win. We must love and support each other.
We have nothing to lose but our chains!
We have nothing to lose but our chains!
We back and we still black. What we going to now, young man?
We're going to a question somebody sent in from a young lady. She says she's getting a lot of slack from her, the guy she's with, because she has 3 kids from a previous relationship, and she has no ill will with her ex-husband, no big deal. They divorced and they moved on.
Whenever they have no ill will with the new old husband, they always have ill will with the new man. Continue.
And basically what happens is this, she's with she got 3 kids from the previous relationship, ex-husband. She's with the new guy. She loves him. She says he's great, he's wonderful, he's good with the kids and so forth. But what happens is that he always had an issue with the kid's father, the ex-husband coming upstairs. So she talked to the ex-husband about that. So I said, okay, no problem. This is an issue. I'll wait downstairs. And cause she and she said that the problem is that she feels that he wants her to have an issue with it, but she doesn't. She actually likes the guy. So recently, the ex-husband came to some money and been, buying the kids a lot of stuff. He's having a little issue with that, and actually gave her some money, and that was the issue. And he was like, "What's this money for the kids?" But she was like, "Well, he just wanted to give me money, just in case I need it." And she took the money, and that's what she's getting the problem for. He has a problem for her giving the money. Gave her about like $6,000. Bought the kids their stuff, and took care of the kids, and just gave her $6,000 because just in case you may need something.
How old is she?
She's in her 40s.
She doesn't seem like she's in her 40s.
She's in her 40s.
She seems like she's young in her 40s because every woman got a stash. Any good woman, any decent woman, like when y'all are broke, they got no money. Hold on a second. They go in the room, go in that shoebox that's behind the bed, and a hole cut in the wall, and reach in that hole. She don't want you to come in the room and come out with that money that's flat, like you know, the money that's folded flat, like it's been flat for a while, like it might be $200 or $300. Here, you know. So for her to get that money and he knows about it, why does he know about it? He shouldn't even know about it. That's stash money. You put that money away, you might say, you know, I came in a little money, don't tell him where it came from, and, you know, on her payday or whatever, and buy a new man a little gift with that money. And you keep it moving.
Well, but also she said that, you know, he was a little upset because she's been taking a ride with, you know, with the kid's father. You know, it went,
there you go.
Because they went you know, shopping for the kids, so he was like, all right, I'm going to take y'all real quick and pick out what they want, what you want me to get them. And since the ex-husband came and said, you know, he pays his money for the kids.
Yeah,
so
he got
just,
some loot and she's smitten. That's
you know, so he's just been taking her around, you know, here.
Too much attention because he got that money. That's he got nothing to do with the kids or any money he gave her. Because if she wasn't into him, like I said, that'd just be stash money. She just is smitten. He got that money, and before the next chick get that money, she gonna spend that money.
You know, and then she just want to know, like, you know, how can she prove to her man that it's nothing to be insecure about, jealous about?
Give him the money back.
Give him the money back?
Give him the money back.
Even though she, you know,
give him the money back. How can she prove that's her question? Give him the money back.
I mean, you know, I actually agree with you on that one. Give them, and not even that. Give the money back in front of the new man. Let him know, like this time. Let him come upstairs or go down and hand them back the money. And my thing is to stop riding with him. Let the man just take his kids and go shopping. I don't want to hear about, well, you know, what you want me to do? You just come with me, and that's where I can get what I can get, the exact thing you want me to get. And I get it. And like you said, Zaiyah, that's a perfect thing, this lady. You basically trying to make sure that you get first dibs before anybody else get first dibs.
You want him to see ride around the next chick. She got on furs, the shoes with the red bottoms and all of that stuff. And what's the name of that bag? Dorney and whoever.
Dookies and Dolce & Gabbanas and all that stuff.
All that craziness. And then
Gucci.
She gonna ride out that chick. And so, just let her man the new man just know when that money run out. Or the other thing is, I remember back when I was young, a young whippersnapper, the first time I had an older girlfriend, somebody who was older than me and could school me to the ways of the world, she would go ride with him. Go ride, and I'd be cool with it because the way we operated, she would go get his money and bring his money back to me.
Yeah, but her man is not, he's feeling away about this.
No, I'm just saying because he knows that she doesn't have his best interest at heart. She got the old man's best interest at heart. This young lady that I was dealing with, when cats used to roll up on her and be in her ear and all of that stuff, and I was out there scrambling, doing my little illegal pharmaceuticals or whatever nonsense I was doing back in the day when I was younger, and I didn't care, you know, because, you know, I wasn't faithful, you know, and don't give a damn what she did. Oh, she brought that money back to me, and that's what she was doing. It wasn't a pimping thing or bring me that money, I'm going to do. She used to, whatever they gave him, she'd come back, look what he gave me. You know? And 9 times out of 10, I believe that she wasn't sleeping with him because the way she did it. You know, guys just want to hang out, they pretense that they might get something.
Yeah, they actually pay for just to be around that woman.
Yeah.
They splurge just to be around that young lady.
Yeah, then she come where I'm at, standing on the corner, you know, selling wares, and yo, where we going later on? Look what I got. All right, give me a minute. You know, and she go wait, and I finish doing what I'm doing, and we break out and partake of whatever she got from this guy. Either she bought me dinner or whatever it was, and we had a good time doing it. So, I mean, the problem is that she's not acting like she's down for her crown. She's not acting like she's down with the new man. Yeah, she's acting like she's smitten by the old man.
Yeah, and that's one of the things she feels about the man she's with. He wants her to hate the ex somehow, and she don't.
Yeah, of course she don't, but she's not acting like her allegiance is with the new man. And that's the problem. She didn't establish that. Like, babe, check this out. So-and-so just got X, Y, and Z, and he's spending this money on his kids. We got to get some of that money because I want to get such and such, and I want to get you that X, Y, and Z. I ain't sleeping with him. You know what I'm. I mean,
some men are very prideful, so they be like, "Yo, I don't care about this like that money. I don't want nothing from this guy."
Please.
Some men are prideful.
Zaiyah, you know that microphone that you said cost $1,500? I'm gonna get you that microphone.
Because personally, I wouldn't have it. I wouldn't care about the next man.
You send your kid to war. You would let your woman get some money from the next guy?
Yes.
Oh,
not get no money from the ex.
Screwed up, man.
I can say the same thing about you.
Man, please.
I can say the same thing about you.
Go get that money.
Go get that microphone for me.
Yeah. I'm not talking about. No, I'm not talking about wife. I'm talking about. He ain't married to this woman. She got 3 kids by that man.
Ex.
They're not ex-kids.
Oh, they're not ex-kids. People got kids, man.
Exactly. Them kids. How you think them kids got inside her?
We all know. She got pollinated.
Okay, exactly. So it's anything you eating leftovers. You don't even realize it. So you can't get all jealous. If you could.
It's not about being jealous. It's just about,
It's not about being jealous. What's it about?
Zaiyah, if that's his woman, and all of a sudden the ex-husband she divorced and moved on and blah blah, didn't care, but she's not, she has no ill will towards him. Okay, you get that. All right, you still want to be buddy system and friends. I get it. But now he came with got a little check from whatever he got the money from, lawsuit, and parents died or whatever, and now you, where you at? Oh, we were taking the kids here. Now y'all
money.
Nah.
Get that money. I want you to get money for get extra part for X, Y, and Z. Get that money. That's what the problem with people. They want to get all jealous and silly and stuff. Get that money.
It's not being jealous.
That money.
Her allegiance should be with the
allegiance
new guy.
should be with the new guy.
All right, and once she 2 peas in the pod, but once she come out that pod and want to hang and go with his pod because he's greasing her hand.
He's an ex for a reason.
Yeah, he's an ex for a reason, but at the end of the day, she's not has no bad feelings for him. So she's friendly.
Hey, like I said, he's an ex for a reason. I don't care how friendly they are. You friendly with somebody like your ex that you always been cool with and stuff, and you're like, she still got going on. Look at her. You know what? You having a couple of drinks, and she's like, damn, I see why I used to love her. Wow, starting to get feelings for her again. Feeling a certain way, and then you'll try to start making it work again, and then she do that one thing. You're like, that's why I broke up. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm not with you. And you end up breaking up with him again because you forgot that about that person. That's the reason why y'all ain't together, because that about that person. And that's the reason why she's not with that guy. There's a reason why she's not with him. But he got that loot.
Yeah, he came.
My thing is, you can't make her get out of his life because those are his kids. So he's always going to be around. There's no getting out of that one. There's no, you shouldn't be amicable with him. She should be, because those are her kids, and they need to work together to raise those kids. They're always going to be his kids. So now, here you are, a new guy. You with her, she's showing you love, you living with her, and everything is cool. And she come to you and tell you, my ex just came into $250,000. Grandmother died, she had the brownstone, they sold it for $1 million, one of the brownstones in Harlem, and him and his 3 brothers, they split it 4 ways.
Right.
So, he want to buy the kids some stuff, he want to buy me some stuff, I want to get you some stuff. I don't want you to be jealous, I'm feeling the kind of way, but I'm not just going to let him run out there and spend that money because he's a sucker. He's just going to go out there and waste that money.
It's not a concern.
It is my concern.
No, it's not. That's
money.
not her concern. What he spent his money on.
That's a new man. Man, you go ahead and let somebody else get that money if you want. I'd be mad she come back. What you get? Oh, he bought me a sandwich. You say he came in $250,000. If you don't call that man up and go back over there and get some money. But he wants to, I don't care what he want to do. Don't tell me about it. Go get that money.
Yeah, okay. Now you pimping out.
You pimping your son out to the military. Letting them shoot him full of holes. All she gonna do is get poked a couple times. Ain't like she ain't been poked before.
Okay.
She got 3 kids by the guy.
It might be 4.
Hey, I do the test. It ain't mine. I still got my $1,500 microphone.
Yeah, okay, son.
The same way she pimping him, I'm gonna pimp her.
Yeah, okay.
I'm gonna get some of that money.
Okay.
See, I'm gonna have to do Bugs Bunny. Remember how I used to put the lipstick and stuff on?
Yeah, okay.
Ain't that your new man?
Okay. Let's say to get her money back. Stop riding around with your ex, man.
This guy, man.
Stop riding around with your ex. Get her money back because you're looking weak.
No,
real
you're not
weak,
either.
man.
No, you're not. You're looking real strong.
You're looking weak. It's
Matter
real
of fact,
weak.
I know it's almost Labor Day, but throw that spandex on. Go get that money. Please don't get the money. What are you talking about?
That's not her man. That's not her business. Just
it's not
listen,
a man.
long
I'm
as
not
take
saying
care of
to
the
make him your
kids,
man.
and you comfortable with he's buying the kids and everything, great, beautiful. That's what it's supposed to do. Don't you personally stay out the equation. Get out.
Please. Everybody else, the pastor and everybody else trying to get that money.
Okay, that's their business. And it's not her business. She got to focus on her, what she got going on.
She got to provide for those kids. Yeah, please. I don't know what you talking about. Don't listen to Uptown. His perverted mind. Telling you to go out there and do stuff for free. Your kid going to the military for minimum wage. You get yourself blown up. But you don't want they're not even your woman. Somebody you sleeping with. Go get somebody for the other guy. Folks, we want to thank you for joining us. It was a blast. And on that note, I'm going to say booty-doo to you and yours in peace.
We out.
Do you like it?